Hey everyone, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about some newer makeup releases and I'm going to be letting you all know if I anticipate purchasing or passing. Not only is it fun, I think, to look at new releases, see kind of where the market is, how things are trending, but I also think it's important for you all to also see kind of my thought process as I pick items to review. You all play a really big role in this. So if there are specific items that you would like me to test that you'd really like my opinion on, please let me know because I will prioritize those. But otherwise, I think we should just jump in because there is a lot of makeup. By the way, I am doing a wear test of the new Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation, so I'm not sure if that video will be up before this one, but if you're interested in this new release, I have it, so make sure you're subscribed for the upcoming video. I think you guys will be surprised with the way I feel about it. There's a lot of hype surrounding that one. A lot of these items are on Trendmood, but a lot of them are also at Ulta and Sephora and have been listed as newer makeup launches. But here's the first one. This is a new lip oil from Milk Makeup. This is their Hydrating Sheer Tinted Lip Oil. They're kind of doing the trend that I've been seeing, which is within each of the different shades, there's also a different scent, which I think you could go either way. You could either like that or not. You do have a larger chance of someone finding a scent that they like, but it might not necessarily be in the shade that they're looking for. The one that I was looking at that looks very attractive to me is Cookie Dough. It's a rosy beige with a little bit of a vanilla scent. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade. Chocolate Cake is also a chocolate brown, which I gotta tell you, I am a big fan of brown lip glosses. As a finishing touch, they make a really big impact. I think as far as gloss colors, I lean the most towards a cherry red or a chocolatey shade because I find that those are the finishing touch colors that really can tie together a look, at least for me. Ultimately, they're calling them a sheer non-sticky tinted lip oil. Probably do with this one is unless you guys really want me to try this out, I'll probably wait for a couple of reviews to come out or swatch them in stores to see what the texture is like, because if this is a very thin lip product, there's a good chance I'll just skip it altogether. Next up, Glossier has come out with their Cloud Paint Gel Cream Bronzer. Not to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy for a second. When the Solar Paints came out, I didn't understand why they hadn't just come out with a cloud paint version of the bronzers. It didn't really make sense to me then. However, I do feel like better late than never with this kind of thing. I already purchased one because I already know I really like the cloud paint formula, and the shades do look nice. At least for my neutral skin. They came out with 5 different shades. I'm personally excited to see how it looks, how it wears, and there's no shimmer in this one, which the Solar Paints did have a little bit of a shimmer. It wasn't like, you know, shimmery, but it was a little bit glowier. These will probably be a little bit more on the satin side. Next, we have the Merit Signature Lip Lightweight Matte Lipstick. You guys know I'm excited for these because you know I love the satin signature lips. However, I love those not just for the shades, which I gotta be honest, I think Merit does shades incredibly well. Like for me, their shades always hit. Like the shade selection. I love the signature lips for that reason, but mainly because of the formula. I think it's a combination of the two, but these shades look really beautiful. I hope that this is not a difficult dry matte formula. I'm really, really hoping that they're going to do something special with this matte lip formula because I found the original signature lip to be such a unique lip formula, and I really do have my hopes up here, guys. So just acknowledging that. I hope that they do something interesting with the formula. Next, we have the Liss Beauty Higher Standard Cream Glow Blush Sticks. Honestly, I haven't tried much from Liss, and I've been wanting to try out their blush sticks. This is kind of like a reflective version of them, or I've been wanting to try out the bronzer stick and then one of the cream blush compacts. This is a different formula than the Cream Blush Compact. It looks like there's a little pearl to it, but I'd be willing to try it because in general, I just have been finding that I want to try more from Liss. And is it Liss or LYS? I think I would pick this up if you guys would be interested. And I mean, the price point, they've got a good price point too. So as I mentioned before, I am wearing the HG Skin Makeup Forever foundation today, but I also did see that they have a new skin fusing matte powder bronzer. A really, really matte bronzer typically doesn't do well for me. I am curious about this. This might be one of those things that I swatch in person and then decide. I do want to start trying out some new bronzers in preparation for spring and summer so that I can have some bronzer recommendations for you all. So I am thinking about that. Next, we have a product from Juvia's Place, which I am excited about and I definitely think I'll be picking up. It's the iMagic Glow Radiance Booster. So guys, it's another attempted dupe at the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I think that e.l.f. did a really incredible job with their version. However, if this version is a little bit thinner and kind of dries down a little bit more, it could be an even better option for folks that want a true duplicate product of the Charlotte Tilbury, because the e.l.f. Halo Glow is a little bit richer. For me, it works better as an all-over actual face product because there's more moisture to it, whereas the Charlotte Tilbury is way more mica focused. All of that being said, I'm interested in seeing Juvia's Place take on this and whether or not they go with a creamier version or something that is going to set down on the skin. So we will just have to see. Next, we have a new face palette from Natasha Denona. I gotta be honest here, guys. I am rarely someone that will pick up a palette like this. I like to pick and choose. However, I saw online some of the eye looks that Natasha Denona has done with this palette, as well as corresponding face looks with the product. These eyeshadows look so beautiful, incredible. Do I need this palette? Especially, like, I would also say, just from my gut feeling of this is if you have the I Need a Nude palette, probably you don't need this. And I certainly don't think I need it. However, if you guys really want me to try this, please let me know because I am a little bit on the fence. I don't think that very deep skin tones will be able to use the bronze quarter of this palette. I have seen the darkest shade work on brown skin on their Instagram, but again, I don't feel this being a palette that's going to work for everyone. $62, honestly, I'm a little bit on the fence. I wish that the eye palette was separate. So we'll just have to see where I land with that one. Next, let's talk about a palette that I need to see the other half in order to get a better idea if I'm actually going to purchase it. So this is a new Groundwork palette from Danessa Myricks. So we're looking at some mauves, some pinks, and some berries. The original Groundwork palette is one that I use all of the time. I think it's incredibly innovative what she did with this, having the putty product as well as the corresponding powder. It just, for me, it has become something that I almost always have out. Like it doesn't even live within my makeup drawers because I reach for it so often. Color story wise, I gotta be honest here, I'm not necessarily seeing myself reach for this. Being that I don't do a lot of pink eye looks, if I do, they are usually sparkle focused. Like I need like a pink sparkle pop. So I don't know if this will be something that I would reach for a lot on its own. In fact, I know I probably wouldn't. Again, the caveat being if you guys really want to see me review this specific palette, I would be open to it. I do kind of wish she went with a general cool version of the Groundwork palette rather than this. However, when I see this palette within the scope of her entire range of items, it makes sense to me, especially with her color choices for a lot of like her blushes, for example. I can't say if it's the same formula, it's gonna be really beautiful. So I think I'll just have to see on this one. It is another one of those undecided picks. I want something that I'm like, I'm definitely gonna pick this up. Let's see. This is Beyonce's new hair care line. Honestly, from the products that I'm seeing, I love that it feels almost like skincare for the hair. And I understand that like this isn't the first line to do that. I'm seeing a lot of focus on moisture, nourishment, and in general, a little bit more of a kind of healing take on hair care. And I will say that the packaging is absolutely on point. It's one of those items that is absolutely display worthy, like in your bathroom. I need more information on what products I want to try so I can see what would actually be beneficial for my hair. But I will say I am interested in the fermented rice and rose protein ritual. Like it looks like this 3-step system and I'm curious. Also, I want this hair oil just for the packaging, but you know. I would like to pick up some of those items, but I can't really tell you guys which ones yet because I don't know, again, like which will actually be best for my needs, which is usually moisture. Usually I'm just looking to moisturize my hair and protect it. I'm also a very big heat protectant kind of person. Next up, we have some new products from Patrick Ta. So the Double Take Cream and Powder Blush Duos. This is a product I'm very familiar with. The shade She's So LA did not work for me. However, Do We Know Her, which is like more of a coral color, I absolutely love. And that's one of my favorite blushes that has really stood the test of time for me. The Barbie pink, I get it. This kind of neutral brown, I get it. The orange calls to me. The orange really calls to me, and I can see myself purchasing that because I typically love a tangerine blush. Cha Cha Tint from Benetton is like one of my all-time favorite blushes ever. The lip glosses, I don't know. I could take them or leave them. They look pretty pigmented, and I'm not a huge fan of a pigment gloss. Next, we have the Caliray Brightening Hydrating Under Eye Corrector. I gotta get a better idea of this texture because they say that it's more of a lightweight serum. Sometimes these lightweight color correctors or brighteners just do not work well for me. Very often they don't, I'll be honest here. So if this ends up being a really lightweight product that kind of self-sets and ends up kind of sucking out the moisture under my eyes, I'm gonna pass. This is definitely one of those items I feel like I would want to swatch in person to get a better feel of the texture. Because I'm so picky with concealers, it's just one of those things like there has got to be a lot of interest from you all for me to just take the plunge and just pick it up. But that being said, I did take a chance recently on the Estee Lauder Futurist Soft Touch Brightening Skin Sealer is what they call it. I literally just realized that. And I've been using this product for a while, but this is a very lightweight texture that I actually really like and I find very brightening. I'm having a lot of luck with this one. But yeah, you guys let me know. I'm not opposed to trying it out, but it does say that it gives a very blurred effect, which again, when I think blur, I also think mattifying. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. It does say it's brightening and hydrating. So that's also a good thing. This is the phone case that everyone has been kind of freaking out about. It's a silicone case that you can keep your lip balm in from Rhode. Some people are saying that this looks interesting. I can acknowledge that. Speaking purely from the perspective of someone that has their wallet and their keys attached to one another, because I will lose my keys or my wallet or both if I don't have them together. I often do that. I'm just like a forgetful person as far as like the phone, wallet, keys. There is something I think nice about having your lip balm so close to you. Like I do think I would be more likely to use my lip product if I knew that it was always on me. And is this so different than like the keychain lip gloss that a lot of brands come out with? I don't really think so. Like as long as there is some sort of protection factor to the case itself, I don't really think it's like an awful idea. But again, this is coming from the perspective of someone that loses a lot of her things, also wants to prioritize using more lip balms because I just have very chronically dry lips. I know this is getting a lot of criticism, but I just gotta be honest here. Like I see it being a functional product, at least in my life with the way I am. So these new Yummy Skin products from Danessa Myricks. There's the Yummy Skin Mattifying Water Powder. which looks to be kind of a liquid version of the Yummy Skin Balm product that she came out with. Like, you can use that under foundation and over. So I kind of see that being in the same realm. I guess it would just depend on what kind of texture you would like. There's also the Yummy Skin Moisture Repair Balm. And that's something that I would be open to trying. I don't think I'm gonna try the mattifying liquid. It just is never something that I see myself reaching for, or in all honesty, I don't think I'm the best person to review that product. The Repair Balm, however, if that can be something that I can include in my makeup routine, especially to pinpoint areas that are particularly dry, like around my nose, maybe on the forehead. I do tend to get dryness on the forehead. I'm open to trying it out. I would hope though that it doesn't have like an Aquaphor kind of finish to it, or something that feels kind of too occlusive on the skin. It is one that I think I could tell pretty immediately based on the texture if I would actually use it, because I'm using a lot like the Ilia, the face base milk. I really, really love it. This immediately sinks into the skin while also offering a lot of moisture and bounciness. Like, the bounce of your skin after this is pretty incredible. I would need this to feel comfortable on the skin the way that this does in order for me to get a lot of use out of it. So let me know about this one. Do you guys see that being a comfortable product to wear on the skin? Let me know. All right, you guys, JCat. I feel like JCat is underrated for sure. I've used their Blushmallow blushes in the past and I've had like a lot of luck with them. I think their Prismetal mousses are pretty cool too. But they recently came out with a blush highlighter duo. Do I really see myself using the highlighter? No. However, the blush shades look really pretty for spring. There are also 2 different formulas as well. They look like they would be quite pigmented, but unfortunately from the description it says that there's like a lot of shimmer within the highlight. So maybe as like a topper, I'm not sure, but we'll just have to see on that one. I think I would have been even more excited about this if there was a cream component to it. If one of the products was a cream rather than a powder, like 2 powders. Another blush launch I am incredibly excited for are these terracotta blushes from Guerlain. Just the finish of them, they look incredibly softening on the skin and very natural. What I find particularly interesting about this launch is that there are 3 shades, but they're just in different intensities. So they have a more pigmented version and a less pigmented version. I think that that's really cool. I mean, Kaki has done that with her launches with Finding Ferdinand. I think the shades are just really beautiful. I absolutely see myself picking up one of these. They also say that it's a light, kind of airy texture. I'm just really excited about it. I think the more I learn about them, the more excited I get. I think you guys could probably see me reviewing these. They're available in Europe right now, but not yet here in the States. Okay, this mascara wand, I've never seen a mascara wand like this. And I think it has the potential of being something a little bit scary for some people. I think it would probably depend on like your eye shape. I just have hopes for it. I like that the bristles get longer as it curves up. I think it would really be able to give this kind of sculpted look that a lot of people want for their lashes, or that kind of winged out effect. Defy, I think, does things just differently enough from what's trending that always makes me want to try the products that they come out with. Personally, the lashes also within the ad look beautiful and they don't look retouched. They look very wispy but also long. They almost look like individuals, but in a way that isn't super, super volumized. I don't know. I actually have a lot of hope for that and I do plan on picking it up. So Supergoop is actually coming out into the makeup complexion category here with their Protect and Tint Daily SPF tint, but apparently this is a zinc oxide formula. It is SPF 50. Tinted SPFs, don't think that you ever apply enough. I think we've all heard that spiel before. From what I'm seeing, the shades look to be relatively inclusive. There are a couple of different undertones as well. It looks very fluid, which is also pretty promising to me. I would just be interested in seeing how this is different or similar to like the Seal SPF or the tinted SPF from Terra 28. I don't know. You guys let me know if you want me to even do like a tinted SPF roundup, you know, looking at these products more so as it's good that they have extra SPF, but I'm not going to be testing them as SPF products. You guys know what I mean? Whew. My throat is getting a little dry. By the way, Trader Joe's has black cherry vanilla seltzer. It does taste vaguely of Dr. Pepper, which I'm not mad at. Like, it does taste like watered down Dr. Pepper, but I still like it. REM is coming out with a new powder bronzer formula as well as a new powder blush formula. Some of these deeper shades within the blush look really interesting to me. Like this last shade over here kind of looks like Mahogany from Dior. I'm seeing more brands come out with these kind of neutral brown tones for blushes, and I personally find those shades to be really unique and I enjoy them. There's also a lavender, which is, I think, very aligned with kind of the K-beauty aesthetic that REM goes for. I would maybe try one blush shade, like one of these more unique shades. And as far as the bronzer formula goes, if I could find a shade that looked natural, I would try it. If it wasn't an exact shade, then I probably wouldn't. These shades of the KVD Bronze and Sculpt look bizarre to me, and it's not surprising because I think KVD, the foundations that I've tried also are pretty bizarre as far as the shades go. Like, they just are quite peachy oftentimes or very yellow, like mustardy on my skin. So I'm not surprised that these shades look so weird. Like, if you just showed me an image of this lightest Bronze and Sculpt, I would assume that that is a color corrector, not a bronzer. Not much neutral happening here. And as someone with neutral skin, I don't like to see that. However, the blushes look pretty interesting. Really pretty and intense colors, and I would be open to trying a blush, I think. These might be one of those things that I just gotta see them in person to see what I'm going for. But I love with blushes when you have two different options to give like a really dimensional look. To have two within one, I think is great, and it does help to justify a $36 price point. By the way, Essence has actually come out already in Europe with their Magic Filter Glow Booster, which seems to be, again, something similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. It looks like there's quite a lot of shimmer in here, at least from the swatches. Not as many shades as e.l.f. is offering or even Juvia's Place, but there's also a chance that this could be even cheaper. I'm gonna wait on that one, I think, for now and try out the one from Juvia's Place personally. So those are all the new releases that have been kind of floating in my brain. You guys let me know which products really stand out to you. I want to hear your thoughts. I've tried out a lot of new makeup already this year and have found really some great items. So I'm doing well as of recent. I hope that the trend continues. I hope we have some really nice launches on our hands, but I'm also here for some bad launches. I would love to save you guys some money. As always, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in my next one.